Ooh, it's an old Kagalichu, is it? Heaton with what looks like a typical Dreaming Fox build there, but with a little spicy Dream Call added in there. And I really like Dream Call, it's a very fun card. And yeah, we see some Strangles, some Brides, and some Cottontail. So the Kagalichu that we have yet to see has just reared its ugly head. And there's Dreaming Fox too, so both of the old hands here in amongst an evident sea of new decks.
Heaton was our last HEX Bash winner from last week as well. And he actually, according to HEX PvP Tools, is number 2 on their leaderboard. So quite a bit of play and multiple Bash and Clash finishes in the number 1 spot. And he is bringing that Dreaming Fox deck. Let's go ahead and get this started.
Ooh, Cottontail hitting no resources, but honestly, Kagalichu doesn't mind that much when that happens.
That means 3 good cards in the crypt to potentially get back with the Kagalichu power. Hits non-resources more often than Renner does. Dreaming Fox starting off as Dreaming Foxes often do, playing nothing on board and improving their hand. It's holding a Dream Call in hand, still has Guidance, Dark Heart of Nulzan, Silver Talon Adjudicator, Eldorathan's Glory, just a bunch of good stuff. Meanwhile, Grant's playing a Bride of the Damned.
So there is nowhere some...
near 5 blood.
There's going to be some damage coming through here from Grants, but the Eldorathians, the Dark Heart, both very good here. I guess the Unwell Crusader does survive the Eldorathians, and it also survives the Dark Heart, so I mean, having 2 of them now is pretty good.
And at that point, double Strangle, if necessary, to take out Eldorathan's Glory. Or Dark Heart of Nulzan, I assume, has +2 defense. I mean, 2 to kill 1 card is not the greatest, but having the capability is better than not. Weave into nothing, takes out the second Underworld Crusader, interrupts it.
Very important play there, actually. Means that the Eldorathians has far less to worry about.
But Heaton is already down to 12 resources. 5th resource coming out for Dreaming Fox. It is going to be Eldorathan's Glory played, voiding every troop in play with 3 or less defense.
Venteo the Brood Priest. So the Unwell Crusader chucking in here, and the Eldorathian's going to meet the Strangle. So that means it's a 1-for-1. Venteo's coming down, and this is a good position for a Dark Heart. Honestly, Dark Heart with +2 defense, -1 cost, gets rid of the Venteo before it causes any problems. That's a really good draw for Grant. So the Runic Hierophant here, another Socket Troop.
The same play once again, attacks, obvious block, met with Strangle, so Underworld Crusader survives. And now the second Socketed Troop, even if that Dark Heart were to still be there, I mean, there's a second Dark Heart in Heaton's hand. Runic Hierophant, but Heaton takes this opportunity, gain 5 health, but no cards drawn. Silver Talon Adjudicator.
Yeah, it's a pretty good spot here for Adjudicators, The health is low. The cards aren't, but they can block these things. Dream Call for 2 here, so we'll see what he gets. He gets a Commander Prompt. Not the worst, but obviously not super fantastic in this position.
It's a blocker with 5 defense, though, so that can hold off 4/4s for a while.
Very true. That draw was particularly great. The Clash of Steel allowing this board state to sort of whittle down They don't get voided though, because the lackey is there to sacrifice them off. But what this does mean, of course, is that the threat from the opposing board state is much, much lower.
Did you want to sacrifice the Abomination and the Blight Blossom? Because Kagalichu is decently likely to get a second power, and that Yazukan as well. It kind of fills up your board, but it's minor. I mean, there are more troops for Loyal Curator to put it to turn into Tomes of Lore and put into deck.
Could this be it? We've seen Logol Curator so many times. Could this be the time that it shines? The one time where those tomes win the game. So we see Eldorathans here again, which is crazy good against this board state. Like, the Yazukan is still there, and the damage is being done, but Eldorathians is super, super good here. The only problem, of course, is that Yazukan is representing lethal right now.
Heaton is at 3. He does keep his Loyal Curator up. That is, if not removed, going to be a blocker. Silvertown Adjudicator joins it, so 2 flight blockers. Dark Heart of Nolzan. But that means Eldorathan's Glory wasn't played. Sacrifices Runier Hierophant for the troops. Sacrifices Blight Blossom. Yazukan gets Underworld Crusader. Bride of the Damned makes the Adjudicator smaller. Kagalichu buries cards, gets Hero Fall.
Oh no. That's all gone Pete Tong.
With Bride of the Damned at 5 blood, Kagalichu gets to Silvertown Adjudicator, draws cards, see how you like it, Dreaming Fox. And the attack coming in, Yazukan has to be blocked. No, allowed to let through. Heaton holds on at 2 health. But that's quite a board.
I'm wondering what troops were left in that crypt, because 3 of those Curator powers were used, and yet the troops that Yazukan was pulling out of the crypt were still fantastic, so... Interesting. It would have been interesting to look at the crypt there and see what was left.
All right, that's game 1, won by Garantz. Heaton on the play, wants to even out this match.
So what do we have? We have a Clash of Steel, a Psychic Ascension, 2 Guidance, and a Weave into Nothing. Mulliganed twice! Oh no. Oh no, was that necessary? Did he not have a diamond?
Not in the first hand. The second one kind of went by quickly, but I assume that's the case. And especially in a deck that wants both and wants lots of resources. This isn't a great hand for Heaton. And he's on the play. He's not going to get very many cards to try to stabilize this hand. Meanwhile, on the other side, Underworld Cottontail Explorer, Underworld Crusader, Exarch of the Egg, Paw of Yazukan, and a Withering Gaze.
So a bonkers fantastic hand for Grantzygfryd, and a very decidedly mediocre 5-card hand for Heaton. Like, mediocre for a 5-card hand as well. I would say below average. So this is probably, I'm not going to call it completely, but there's a good chance that this is going to go...
Not completely, but has to draw resource pretty much. Meanwhile, Grant is like, Cottontail Explorer, I've got resources. Look at that. There's the bottom 3 cards of your deck. Any resources go into your hand instead of your crypt.
Here it
It's a
is.
resource
Here's where
there.
it begins. Oh, it's not a resource. It's Great Bane. Well, I was gonna hold out for that Lorgoyle Curator just taking this game all by itself.
But the Gravebane Vial does draw a card when played, so and does go into the 3rd resource. So Heaton drawing out of this. It's going okay so far.
I feel like
And
that
that does
Clash of
mean,
Steel was important though.
and now that Clash of Steel is in Garantz's deck as a blood card. 4th resource. Silver Talon Adjudicators played for 2 cards. All right, Heaton must feel good. Feels good. It must feel good to draw into being live. But the Clash of Steel was lost. This attack still happening. Adjudicator trades with the Exarch of the Egg. Takes 5, goes down to 19 health.
Gotta be in the Mog Weave, I think. Now that Confounding Ire is there too, it means that Curator can potentially come down with an Ire as a backup. Which is, okay, so this game is, it has some legs. Heaton's actually in a reasonable position right now. Transmog on the Crusader turns it into a Risen Lancer, which is, somewhat less of a threat. Heaton really wanting to pick up a resource here so he can Curator and have that Confounding Ire up as well.
We'll likely get it from that. We actually decided on non-resource. Gets an arcane focus on top, which will give him a rune bind. Holds up all of that. Still has a Greybane Vial that at any time can sacrifice to void all of Garantz's crypt. And he's at 6 charges, so that's going to really stop the power. Greybane Vial going to be sacrificed here to void that crypt. So Kagalichu's power will just bury 3 cards and take one of those to hand.
Culmination of Blood going into the crypt there.
Put a shard into hand.
But I forgot about it, to be honest with you. I understand that it's there, but we didn't actually see it last game. That could have been real bad if that was drawn.
Lorgoyle Curator out, Dreaming Fox at 5 charges and at 10 health. Risen Lancer can now be blocked by Lorgoyle Curator. There's now not enough scrounge for Paw of Yazukan, so it's just played. There may or may not even be a troop for that Rotten Rancor. And even if there was, Lorgoyle Curator's like, you're a book.
You're a book. And we have Ascension, we have another Vial, we have a resource coming off the top here. We do have Curator doing some decent work, honestly. It can't block out the 4/3, but it can block everything else. And the Rancor is dead. That Hierophant's what Grants wants here is troops. And that's definitely a troop.
And even with that second Kagalichu power, the Greybane Vial's ready to void in response to anything like Rancor. But Paw of Yazukan pushes 4 damage through, Heaton at 6. And even the rest of the board is mounting. Runier Hierophant actually socketed with create a random troop of its cost or less, so Young Seer.
Yeah. Trying to get some value there against the potential voiding effects of Heaton's deck.
We need books. We need books.
5 books in a row. That's a shot.
But that is also a charge power for Dreaming Fox.
Very true. Very true. Oracle Song may be able to pick up something here. It's good, but it's not going to draw cards, and that's a little bit of a problem.
But plays it for the 5 health and to trade with Paw of Yazukan potentially. But that's also 0 resources for Lorgoyle Curator. That's a discarded hand.
9 cost culmination played for 9. Funky stuff.
Runier Hierophant has to be blocked. Paw gets through. And the 1 attacks. Heaton down to 4. We need some books. Mad Book Action Guidance. Fate Weave, draw a card. It's a Rune Bind. And Rune Bind will stall the board out for 1 turn. It can turn the Paw of Yazukan into a rune.
You will notice there he left 5 open. He didn't continue putting books in. He left 5 open there, just in case Eldorathian's Glory came off the top. Unfortunately, it didn't. But I mean, this is not looking too bad, honestly. Block the 1-2 here, take 2, and Runebind the 4-3. Put another book in. There's a slim chance here that this is going to go the way of a sliver of hope, because that deck is basically a library now. Arcane Focus picks up a Tome of Law. Tome of Law goes in.
Sacrifice to draw a card.
Tome of Law.
Is this it?
Tome of Law.
2.
Weave into nothing. That's actually a good card to rest on, I feel. With 3 resources open here. Seeker, that's going to go bye-bye. And then these 2 can't really justify attacking, honestly. Oh no, the Rancor with no resources open!
No!
But the Vial gets it. So it doesn't become a book. But it is prevented for this turn. Wow, this is some real stuff. A book goes in, and an Into the Unknown comes out. That's not too bad. That, again, holds things off here, potentially. If a resource comes off the top, that is the worst thing that could happen, because that's going to activate that charge pad. The Lorgoyles! No! No, Lorgoyle! This is travesty. So those go in. The Weaving, the Into the Unknown has to be played here. Chomp Knight is the result.
No.
Oh no, that hero fall was just crushing my dreams.
Turn the 1/1 into a 6/4.
Guidance for a book. No, Psychic Ascension. There's no charges on that champion there. Not a single charge. Oh, that was so close.
You got 3 books. A good effort, though.
Nobody said anything about 3 books. Oh man.
That's going to be Grant. Going to 2-0 after round 2 of this.